estimat compa.
Hi guys, we do the embargo for Sundays, which will be a 10:30 Saturday evening embargo, please. Any questions in Spanish we'll take just before that embargo. Thank you. On the microphone.
Pep, hello. Could you bring us up to date with the injury situation to start with, please?
English situation is yesterday was day off, and today we're going to train this afternoon, but I think Vincent is not ready fit, and the others I think it's quite well, but exactly I don't know because we are trained this afternoon.
I don't know if you saw the pictures of Gabriel Jesus on a scooter in the shopping centre the other day. Can you tell us how his progress is going? Do you know how long it will be before he's back?
Yesterday was in Barcelona. Yesterday in Barcelona with Dr. Cugat, and at the end the news are quite good. So I think in 2 3 weeks, hopefully the day against Basel Champions League game, could be fit, could be ready. So at the end, I think in 2 3 weeks we'll be ready again with us.
This game against Liverpool sees two of the most exciting attacking teams in the country at the moment. For you, not just as Manchester City manager, but as a football fan, is this the kind of game that gets you excited?
For all the fans of, so when one fan plays his team is always excited. So it doesn't matter how they play. If they make a good performance, they put everything on the field and they win, at the end they are happy. So, but obviously for us it's a real test. Go to Anfield, one of the most prestigious stadiums, teams in the world, and play a good performance. They're going to try it. So it's a big game for us, and we're going to today and tomorrow prepare as best as possible to know exactly what is going to happen on Sunday.
And finally from me, I know you don't like answering questions about transfers, but I have to ask the question. Given the fact that we've heard that Manchester United are supposedly now interested in Alexis Sanchez, are you keen to see that whole situation finish as soon as possible?
No, the fact I don't answer, I cannot deny. I understand completely this question, so I understand. So you make your job, but you know my answer, so I'm not going. So tomorrow I'm focused on Liverpool, believe me. So like a manager, we have a lot of wars to deal, and you have to choose which ones you want to be focused. And I want to be focused in what you have to do on the field, the game, in the play. That is what I'm going to concern, and I'm concerned. So I would not like to listen to my players when I see me on TV or read the newspapers, the manager talking about another thing. They are not important. And important is what happened 90 minutes on the field, and that is when I want to speak.
Pep, is it easy for you and your staff and your players just to ignore everything, because it almost has taken on a momentum itself, the Sanchez story? Everybody talks about it all the time.
But they have two choices. So follow what you said or follow to me. So hopefully I'm going to try to convince them, follow what I'm talking about. Is about football on the pitch. So believe me, Spain make a good step forward in national teams, in the clubs, and the moments the journalists, the medias and the players talk about what happened before and after the game on the pitch. And that's why I think one of the big success in Spanish football in the last decade, the last 20 years, the people speak more than usual what happened on the pitch, talking about the game. And it's when I feel more comfortable like a manager, and that's why, of course, I answer all your questions, and of course sometimes I don't answer because I don't know the answers, and sometimes it's because for my players it's better don't answer.
Do you think it's almost immaturity then from the UK media that they focus on, we do focus a lot on personalities, on transfers, on gossip rather than the game?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying
I didn't say that. No. You can say and write and tell whatever you want. I just explained when in the past was in Spain and was most in the last 10 years thinking and talking about the game. why, for example, Arsene Wenger of his career played 4 in the back, in the last 6 months played 5 in the back. And I didn't hear the people analyze why he decided to play 5 in the back and not 4 in the back. That is what I'm talking about, what happened. In Barcelona in Spain will be a big debate about that. So it is what it is. So I'm manager for what happen on the pitch, when I have my players in the locker room, when I own my players in the, you know, in the training session. So I have to be here because I have to come. Of the contract I have to come. I could not come. So I will be the same happier making my job with my players.
Just in terms of Sunday's game, 2 of your best performances this season have been in the 2 of the biggest games away from home, at Chelsea and at Manchester United. Is there something about the really, really big games that brings the very best out of what is already a good team?
Yeah, of course, if you want to achieve something that's good or win titles, you have to not just win in the. You have to beat in this kind of stages. And this season, last season, in the Stamford Bridge, this season we were able to do that. But still, you have to go to Anfield, you have to go to Emirates Stadium against Tottenham. So still, you have away tough teams. Plus, I can imagine another game. So still a lot of, I think, 12 or 13 games to play left. So still we have a lot of things to do. But of course, tomorrow is a so important game to realize again, to see us again, if you are able to do big things in that season, especially in the important stages, in Champions League stages. And tomorrow is a good test for us to see ourselves, not just Liverpool, how good they are. So now ourselves, if we are able, when we arrive in the Basel or, you know, in FA Cup in the bigger stages and knockout games in the bigger stages, how is our behavior? And we did it in Stamford Bridge, we did it in Old Trafford. We're going to see tomorrow if we are able to do that.
Pep, the game at the Etihad was an interesting one. Obviously, you won 5-0, player sent off, Jurgen Klopp not very happy. He wants to put that right, feels that his side will and can do that. Do you expect that that first game will have any implications on this game?
I don't think so. It's far away. It's the past, and a lot of things happened after that game. So that is the truth. I said immediately after the press conference. So before the send-off, it was 1-0 and the game was equal. So before the 1-0 from Sergio, we had chances, they had. And after that, when we scored goals, Salah had 1 or 2 chances. And of course, after the send-off, and especially scored before the half-time, helpful a lot, but it's completely different. So every game is completely different.
City haven't won at Anfield for a long time.
Yep.
Sergio Aguero, who you mentioned, hasn't ever scored at Anfield, even though he's got a great record. Do you believe that these kind of little superstitious things can ever matter? Is it just one of those things?
I don't believe in these kind of things, but of course, it's, in 45 years, Manchester City won twice. Last time 15 years ago, so it means a lot in terms of how difficult and complicated it is to play there. But the records always are there to be broken. And maybe tomorrow on Sunday, Sergio break that record.
Pep, hi. You signed Sanchez at Barcelona. You tried to sign him in the last transfer window in the summer. He's clearly a player that you rate and you want to sign. How much of a setback or disappointment would it be to you if he went elsewhere, if he signed for another club?
It's the same. I understand completely this question. But Sunday is Liverpool. I want to be focused on that. So it's not necessary to say the quality of Alexis. So everybody knows how good he is. But it's Liverpool. I'm sorry. I understand completely your questions, but I'm not going to answer about Alexis or other players.
Hi Pep. Raheem Sterling tends to get a rough reception from Liverpool supporters for obvious reasons, but given the form he's been in this season, would you expect that not to be an issue at all anymore?
Normally when this kind of situation happens is because it was important for a Liverpool fan. So normally when this kind of reaction happens is because he was beloved. You know, he was loved from the fans from there. I understand completely. So, but it's not the first time he came back. So I think it's the second or third time. So I think he's more mature and of course has to be calm and play the game he has to play.
Pep, Fernandinho has been a key player for you this season. I think since he's been at City, generally he's struggled a bit more in the second half of the season. That was the case last year as well when you played Torre in his place. I think you mentioned the other day he's played 1 million games this season. Is there a bit of a concern over whether he can maintain those levels throughout the entire campaign this year?
No, I don't think so. In that season I don't have that feeling. Maybe happened in the past. Last season I think the second part of the season played good, especially when he played in the fullback, in a position he didn't play regularly or never played before. I don't have that feeling this season because he knows exactly what he has to do. Of course we're going to take care of his minutes as much as possible, so we give him a break because Fernandinho is a key player for us. It's so important.
And just on Liverpool, do you see them as the closest challengers to you? I know points-wise they're not, but in the way that they're playing football, the kind of the project that the Klopp's building there, do you see them as your main rivals going forward?
In this season?
Not necessarily this season, but as in...
Well, I met Jurgen Klopp when I was in Bayern Munich here in BVB, and always is a guy who tried to play forward, to no fears and courage, and they play in Anfield. So of course we got to defend. They're going to defend, but I'm not expecting a team like he's going to wait what's happened, what's going on. So I'm pretty sure he's going to. He did it last season. He's going to try to make his own game, and I think it will be a good game. Hopefully we can do better than last season. Last season we didn't make a good performance there. Hopefully that season we can play better. That is our target. Not focus too much on what they do. Of course, we have to analyze what they are, but especially focus in to be a better performance and be courage again to play in that stage. I think in this kind of games it depends how is your mentality, how is your okay. Tomorrow is the day after. Sunrise again, so it's life go on. So okay, try to do our game and play with a personality, just to play who we are. Always in these games, what I most desire to see on my team is to see what we are or what we were in the past in that season. So again, do it again, and after that, we will see. The players will make the difference.
A few people have likened Salah to Messi in recent weeks.
Sorry?
A few people have likened Salah to Messi in recent weeks. Mo Salah to Messi. I just want to know your thoughts on that.
A lot of respect of Salah, a lot of respect. But like I respect a lot, I held him to tell him, so try to be a boy to be compared with the other guy, please.
Take question in Spanish, please.
Hola, Pep. A banda de que el City històricament, com deia el company, li costa Anfield, aquest Liverpool fa 17 partits que no perd totes les competicions. Pel que deies abans, sembla un partit que no només pel diumenge, sinó pels partits grans que vindran a la temporada és més important.
Sí, per veure una vegada més. Això és una prova constant, una prova una darrere l'altra, i és una prova més, de nivell de gran estadi. És així és, i a part l'agafem en el millor moment de la temporada, amb 17 partits sense perdre. És un molt bon equip, ara amb Van Dijk seran més sòlids a darrere i a davant tenen molta tralla. A veure si t'atreveixes tralla.
Liverpool is in a really good shape. They have been unbeaten 17 games in a row. Also Manchester City haven't won in Anfield in a while. Do you reckon this is going to be one of the toughest games you have left? Well, we have to check again. It's another test after test, like every 3 days we have, and this is going to be one more in a big stadium against a really good team. We are going to face them in their best moment of the season, 17 games in a row unbeaten. So I think this is a really good team. With Van Dijk, they are even better, both defensively, and we know their attacking skills as well.
Hola Pep, venía obviamente con intención de preguntarte por Alexis, pero ya te han preguntado harto. Pero sí me llama un poco la atención algo que contestaste aquí. Yo he tenido el privilegio de vivir en Barcelona un par de años, sigo teniendo mi residencia allá y al menos, y yo que a veces colaboro también por algún medio español, prendo la televisión, veo los diarios y generalmente no se habla mucho de fútbol, salvo en casos contados, ver una entrevista como la de Xavi Hernández el otro día. me parece, por lo menos a mí, que en España también se habla, ¿no? de muchas cosas ajenas al fútbol. Me parece que casi en el mundo no se está hablando mucho de esto, de lo que pasa fuera de la cancha.
Puedo estar equivocado. Lamento mi interpretación. No pasa nada. No pasa nada.
Pero te parece, a mí me parece eso.
No, a mí me parece de que cuando salió la Quinta del Gruite, cuando periodistas como Jorge Valdano, como Canal Plus, como Johan con sus ruedas de prensa hablando de fútbol, pues la gente en las ruedas de prensa pues habla mucho de qué pasó en el partido, de cómo jugaron esto, por qué decidiste poner este jugador aquí y no aquí, por qué este sistema en otro sistema. Esa es mi percepción, pero puedo estar equivocado, ¿eh? Por supuesto puedo estar equivocado.
Regarding what you said before about how in Spain people usually talk more about football than here or in other places, my interpretation as a journalist is not that. I don't think in Spain they talk much about football, but and other things outside the pitch. What do you think about that? Well, I might be wrong. I regret because it's a matter of interpretation. That was my interpretation, but I think in the old times, since the Quinta del Buitre with Butragueño, people like Jorge Valdano, other journalists, Johan Cruyff in their press conference, they talk a lot about football, and it seems to me that people in press conference, they talk and ask a lot about football, but again, it's my perception, and I might be wrong.
Okay, guys, we're in embargo.